Hello everybody and welcome back to Madden 2002 in the Buffalo Bills franchise mode, and we are back with year number 3. We're moving pretty quickly along. I thought this would take a little bit longer, even watching every game and putting 2 in an episode, but no, it's actually going by very quickly, so I'm happy to report that we're already in year number 3 here, following a quick playoff exit in the previous season in the wildcard round, but we did win the AFC East at 8-8. But speaking of 8-8, we have an 8-8 opponent in front of us today here in the New Orleans Saints, who have only gone 8-8 in the first 2 seasons of this dynasty mode here, this franchise mode. So the Saints obviously fielding a team here in year number 3, looking to at least get over that hump and get into the postseason, and we are kind of looking to do the same thing because we've been hanging around that mid-range as well, trying to at least break through, maybe win 9 or 10 games this year and win the division again, make it back to the playoffs, all that stuff. But we still have a long ways to go here. We do have some new faces on the team. You're seeing some of them come out of the tunnel, but most importantly, we have a brand new quarterback. We ditched Trent Dilfer here, and the production that we got is about the same. We didn't really get a whole lot better at quarterback, but we got cheaper and we got younger, which I think is the big thing here. If you're not going to get better, you at least got to get cheaper or younger, and we did both. So we're in good shape here. The Saints are more or less the same team that we can expect here. And we have another heavy hitter later in the video, and we will. I mean, you've already seen the schedule, but we've got a loaded couple weeks here to start the season off. But we have some added conference play at home to start things off, and Ricky Williams is starting us off with a huge run to the outside edge here, shakes off a defender, and then he's finally brought down by Talent Sawyer, the young defensive end who comes from out of nowhere and makes the tackle. But Ricky Williams had a bounce-back year last season after a down year in year number 1. I think he missed some time, but last year he had over 1,100 yards, and we're seeing exactly why, but still averaged less than 5 yards a carry. Still pretty good, though. But Ricky Williams, hey, man, that play worked so well the last time. Why not do it again? And now Ricky Williams firmly in the red zone here, first down and so much more before he's brought down once again by Keon Carpenter, saving the touchdown here, just, again, coming from nowhere. But second and goal, we're going to cut to for Aaron Brooks and the Saints. They're going to get it off to Ricky again on the same play. And if we're not going to guard that side of the field, he's just going to keep attacking it. So on just 3 rushes, Ricky Williams not only marches the Saints down the field here, but he's got quite a bit of yards to his name as well. You could end the day right there and it'd be respectable. Just 3 carries, but now heading the other way, or 3rd and 9. We're heading the other way, and Winfield able to flip this one across the middle. And wow, looky there! I wasn't even going to write him down, but looky there, already getting involved here, already doing some things here. That's Ross Thompson, the rookie receiver, who made that catch across the middle. We do have a new rookie here getting involved. We have a couple new receivers. The receiving corps has been shifted around and changed a little bit. We made a lot of moves in the offseason, as you guys probably remember from the offseason video. We traded a lot of picks. We got a lot of picks back, moved some guys around that we didn't need, got some guys that we maybe needed a little bit more than, just restructuring, trying to help the money situation look better as Sammy Morris gets into the end zone for his touchdown of hopefully many this season. And I did look at his numbers, by the way, from last year. His yardage total of 1779 is not a record stat for the Bills. OJ holds both of those, but that puts Sammy Morris at 3rd all time as the Saints just continue to march down the field. Is that Ricky Williams running a route? And it is, dude. Is there an answer for 34? Does anyone have an answer for 34? Just guard the running back. I don't know why we're letting this guy run completely free. But the touchdown stat for Sammy Morris is the record. He smashed it. It was 16 before, and Sammy Morris smashed it with 23. So, yeah, he's now the single-season touchdown leader for the Bills. Maybe we can get that yardage stat up. Who knows? But the Saints here fall short on this drive, and they're going to have to take a field goal, and that's how that drive is going to end, and that's how the first half is going to end, because we wouldn't do anything on offense, and so the Saints hold on to a 10-7 lead here heading into the second half, and they're already on offense here across midfield on a 3rd and 2. Brooks back to pass, pump fakes, and then finally lets go of it, and he finds the tight end here, the new tight end, one of the new faces for the Saints here. It is Ike Short, the rookie tight end from UNLV for the Saints, making a catch here and getting across the markers to continue this drive for New Orleans. But it's another inches to go situation on 2nd and inches, and Ricky is going to get just about a yard or so, but it's enough to get the first down. So the Saints will continue to march down the field as I continue to ramble about our team and their new faces here. And there's a new face, Victor Green. We might talk about him later when he does something more than a tackle. But on 3rd and 6 here for the Saints here, and that is Keith Newman getting inside, causing a ton of issues in the backfield, completely stopping up that run game, and that's going to force a 4th down. Another kick attempt for the Saints. The kick is up, and it is good. That was a little sketchy. They might need a new kicker. That was a little sketchy. at 39-yarders. So the Saints now take a 6-point lead here. 13-7 is your score. Our offense still just completely nothing to speak of here. Kind of unsettling when we have so many new and young faces to boast on that side of the ball. But here, late in the fourth quarter, in the middle of the fourth quarter, already a lot of time burned off the clock. And finally, Winfield and the boys are getting something moving. And it's a fumble out of bounds. But Bill Schroeder, fortunately, fumbled it out of bounds. He was able to at least maintain possession enough to get it out of bounds. So, but it's still going to be a huge pickup for the Bills here. And we are moving downfield a little bit. So we have a chance. We have a life. First and 10, you're just inside the red zone. They're going to have to Sammy Morris. Sammy Morris following his blocks here, finding some open space, and he's in the end zone for touchdown number 2 on the season. And you knew it wouldn't take long for him to get multiple, and now he's already got a couple on the day. So who knows? Sky's the limit here. There is enough time, and now with an extra point, we will be able to take the lead over New Orleans. So this feels like a dagger here late in the game, but it's not here. The Saints are going to have plenty of time to answer back and do something here. So now heading to the 2-minute warning, the Saints, we were able to get the ball back. So the Saints punting it back and heading to towards the 2-minute warning. We hand it off to Sean Bryson on a 3rd and short, and he can't get to the sticks. So that's going to be a 4th and inches, and we're going to punt it away since we're kind of in our own territory in no man's land. Now the Saints with an opportunity here with just under 2 minutes on a 2nd and 10. Brooks is able to hit short for a short gain, and that's going to make it 3rd and 9. And now the Saints running back up to the line of scrimmage, going to try and run another play, conserve as much time as possible. And on 3rd and 9, Brooks takes a shot here, and he finds Short once again, but Short's got nowhere to go. Not a very good route to run here, trying to run some crossing routes and throwing well short of the sticks here on 3rd down. Not great coaching, in my opinion, but that's going to bring up a 4th down. And New Orleans probably going to stick with the offense and go for it, and they are on 4th and 6. And pressure is on, and it gets home, and that's Talance Sawyer, the big, well, no longer a rookie here. He's in year number 2, and he gets a big play here in year number 2. Talance Sawyer getting to the quarterback here and forcing a turnover on downs. That's going to give us excellent field position, but we really need a touchdown to put this game away if at all possible. And Sammy Morris understands that assignment. He's going to get in for touchdown number 3 on the day, and there's just no stopping that guy. There isn't. There's just no stopping him. He just is that guy. He's been that guy. He will continue to be him. So, but the Saints here, still some life here because it's only an 8-point game now, 21-13, and a huge reception from Joe Horn might just give them exactly what they need here. Keon Carpenter able to make the shoestring tackle to save the touchdown, but the Saints still needed that absolute boost of momentum, and that's going to at least get them in Buffalo territory, so they're in business now. They have a minute and some change left to work here. They're going to get down to a minute, probably, yeah, they're going to blow a timeout here, and that's going to at least stop the clock so that they can get back up to the line, catch their breath, and maybe call a better play. But now the Saints are in business here at the Buffalo 35-yard line. So Brooks back to pass. Pressure is on once again, but he hits Horn once again for a first down completion. And now 55 seconds here taken away. The Saints are going to continue to move with the hurry up, but they have a fresh set of downs here just outside of the red zone. They are in business, man. They are completely setting up shop, and Brooks is going to lay down the spike. Clock at 46 seconds left to go. They have time, but they're smart here, trying to conserve as much of it as possible. On 2nd and 10, Brooks going to look to pass here, and he throws it short of the line to gain here. Kind of a wonky pass, not going to get exactly where you need it to go, as Albert Connell has to come back and make the catch. And on 3rd and 6 now, time is taken away to about 30 seconds. The Saints are losing a lot of time, especially on that play. Brooks, again, going to look for the pass, and that one sails wide of Ike Short into the turf, and that is going to bring up an important decision for the Saints here, as it's 4th and 6 now with 26 seconds left to go from the Bills' 19. Brooks going to look to pass for it again, and this time he nails his receiver. Is that Ike Short again? He nails Short in the chest here, but Short cannot come down with it. And that's going to be a turnover on downs, and we're going to take some knees and walk out of here with a Week 1 dub. 1-0, baby. That's important, man. Just starting off 1-0 is so much more important than starting off 0-1. You might just think that's crazy, but no, I think starting off 1-0 is crucial, man. So I think the Saints did play the better game here, especially down the stretch. They led for most of this game, but we saw that so much in year number 1, giving up those games where we led so much and letting these teams come from behind. So being able to do that, we've had a couple of those wins. It's just really nice. It's just really good to see. It instills a lot of confidence moving forward. But what doesn't instill a lot of confidence is Raymond Winfield's Game 1 performance here. Nothing too much to write home about. It wasn't terrible. He completed a lot of his passes, which is good. The efficiency is something that we struggled with Dilfer so much. But the yardage and touchdowns were not there, which is really what I wanted him to improve on from Dilfer. So that's something to monitor heading forward, but it's probably not going to get a whole lot better than this torrential downpour here in Baltimore. Goodness gracious, what is this? It is completely pouring rain against one of the heaviest hitting teams in our entire conference here. The Ravens have been one of the stalwarts outside of Denver that have just been leading the charge here in the AFC. Last season they went 13-3, completely ran away with the AFC North in its first season, and that's their second straight year of being in the playoffs. They've been one of the better teams in the conference. Just period. Just point blank period, no matter how you splice it here. And they've been doing it all, funnily enough, with Elvis Grbac. Elvis Grbac has been the quarterback here, and he's just been everything for the Ravens. He's been really efficient for him, man. He's had a great he's coming off of a great season, and we will probably hear a little bit more about that as we get into some offensive reps here, if we get any offensive reps. And also, yeah, just wanted to mention, Bill Belichick is the coach of the Ravens. He's the coach of the Ravens. So there you go. He's the coach of the Ravens. Third and 10 now for the Bills offense here, and Winfield gets an interception, unfortunately, before a touchdown. I was hoping he would not do that in his career, but no. He manages to find Dwayne Starks of Cardinals series fame. If you guys remember my very first series. Not a very good one. I wouldn't recommend watching it, but that's where we know him from. But he gets an interception in this game. That's all that's going to happen in the first quarter because neither team can do anything on offense, but Winfield's interception was something of note, so just put it there. 2nd and 8 now around midfield, and Winfield manages to find Eric Moulds for a completion across the middle. And that will at least set something up here on offense here. Finally, we're moving a little bit here. If we can do something more than the Ravens, that's not too bad. But on 3rd and 4 here, we're going to hand it off to Sammy Morris. And Sammy Morris gets caught up on a block, cannot get into open space, and he's going to get brought down well shy of the line to gain. So an interesting situation here for the Bills offense. Got to figure something out, but we're going to send Christie out for a long field goal in this torrential downpour. The kick is up, and he is still automatic, man. That one just barely scraping by the crossbar. A very tough one here for Christie to make, but he just managed to do it, man. He's been a great kicker the last couple seasons, man. Has not been growing. It's weird. He's still like a 70, like 2 or 3, but he's pretty good. So 2nd and 9, we're back on offense again with a minute left to go in the first half, and Winfield's pass just kind of oversails his receiver a little bit, maybe lost a little bit of the grip on the football here. Joe Fina able to make the touchdown-saving tackle, if you will, but it's going to be a second turnover for the Bills here as our lead here for 3-0 is in jeopardy. But now we're going to get to see Grbac and the Ravens offense here do some reps, and I believe is that Todd Heap? I think it's Todd Heap. So I wrote down Shaden Sharp, but apparently he's not playing. I don't know. He's not injured, but I guess they're just not using him. I guess you're going with Todd Heap instead. I have no idea. But anyway, Jamal Lewis is getting out into some open space. He's got a nice first down, a little bit more here. And if you can't throw efficiently, you got to run the ball efficiently. And it looks like the Ravens are going to attempt to do that. So with 38 seconds left to go in the first half, Grbac going to try and throw for it now. Why not? And it is caught in the end zone. The Ravens have themselves the first touchdown of the game as Patrick Johnson finds himself at least open enough in the end zone. There's a lot of Bills in the vicinity, but I don't think anyone was really making a play on the football, and Victor Green just kind of lost out there. I don't know what he was doing in the end zone, but the Ravens are going to take a late lead in the first half here, but still, low-scoring affair. We could probably expect that moving forward. And now Winfield going to hand this one off to Morris. Morris finding some open space, and he's going to bounce off of Dwayne Stark, but he is going to get the first down. And that will continue the drive here for the Bills, at least set us up in better position, I guess. Just not the worst. But now it's 3rd and 4 here. We're going to fast forward. Winfield going to try and throw for it. Throws it inside to Moulds, and Moulds just cannot keep his hands on it, man. Just can't. It just slips out, man. That's what the weather's going to do, man. It's what the weather is going to do. It's going to make things very difficult in this game, and it's exactly what's happened. So on a 4th and 4 here, Christie going to try and kick another long field goal, and it is good, man. The weather has no effect. He nailed the 44-yarder, and on the other side of the field, he's going to hit that 47-yarder. So that is what we love to see from our kicker, our all-pro kicker, which is, I think he's been a Pro Bowl kicker the last 2 years, funnily enough. So, but now the Ravens heading the other way. Grbac going to throw for here on play action, and he manages to find Travis Taylor, and he's got a nice reception along the sidelines. And the Ravens' receiving corps has really just been a two-headed monster in the last couple of seasons here between Travis Taylor and Quadri Ismail, we haven't really seen at all in this game here, and that's the first we've seen of Travis Taylor, but believe me, they have got the numbers to back it up. But 7-6 is your score. Now on a 3rd and 13, we have a huge opportunity to stop the Ravens. They're going to hand off to Jamal Lewis, who's not going to get very far. He's going to get brought down before he can really get anything to land. And so the Ravens now with a decision to make here in the 4th quarter, because 10-6 won't really help them much, but they are just going to take the points here. It is the smart thing to do here, but I don't know. Maybe if you're the Ravens, you go for it, because 10-6 doesn't really change a whole lot from 7-6, but at least now it forces us to have to head down the field and score a touchdown, which is something we've proven we cannot do in this game. So maybe the conservative choice was the right one. So Winfield now needing a last gasp here, and he throws another interception, this time to McAllister, and it's heading the other way. Can he take it all the way back here? He's in pursuit, or we've got guys in pursuit, and they make the tackle here. That's Ross Thompson, the rookie receiver, making the touchdown-saving tackle, but essentially at the 1, you might as well just give it to him. And that's a third turnover on the day here for the Bills, and Winfield just not able to make it work here in the elements, and now Jamal Lewis is going to punch in that drive, cash in on the interception, and the Ravens just about probably put that dagger in. There's still some time here for us to try and answer back, but looking at about a 17-6 game here. We're not in the best of shape. We're not in the greatest of shape here already with the offensive ineptitude that we've seen here in the elements, which, again, I don't want to attribute too much to the sloppy play here, but we are in Ravens territory now. Winfield back to pass here, looks over his options, plenty of time to throw, getting a lot of protection. There's a flag on the field, but the pass is caught, and I believe it's Sammy Morris making a catch here. Unfortunately, it is interference. So I thought for sure we'd get called for a hold, but no, it's going to be pass interference on the Ravens, and that's going to really set us up here to at least get some points. There's still enough time on the clock, not like a ton. We can do a whole lot, but we're at least in business now. Over 3 minutes, we're in business. So on first and goal here, if we can punch it in, we'll really be in business. And that pass was completely dangerous, very, very reckless with the football, but it's Jerry Mersma, only had 1 touchdown all last season, and he has 1 now by week 2, so maybe he'll get a few more. He's another guy we want to get involved a lot more. He always gets a lot of receptions and a lot of yards, but never gets a lot of touchdowns, so we got to work in the tight end in the offense a little bit more. Very sketchy play here. Also bold of him to play with 0 gloves, but it is what it is. So we're going to try and get a 2-point conversion, make this game a little bit closer, but the Ravens blow that play up immediately. Not a chance in hell. Not a chance. The Ravens were all over it. So 12-17 is going to be your score here, but with an onside here, we're going to trust in the defense here. Down to the 2-minute warning, the Ravens have bled it, and on 1st and 10, Jamal Lewis going to spin move, get into open space, and that's another first down. So now it's going to be a timeout game here. We're going to have to see if we can stop the Ravens. Not really all that confident in our ability, but we at least still have a little bit of a chance. There's a little bit of life still left here, but the Ravens are about to snuff out any of that. So on 3rd and 6 here, just across midfield, Gerback going to hand it off again to Lewis. Lewis has the first down and so much more. He's out in open space, and he's finally going to get brought down by Victor Green. And that is going to be the dagger here. The Ravens are going to be able to at least set up in victory formation, and we are going to suffer our first loss of the season already in week number 2. You had to know it wasn't going to last long. The win streak was not going to last long. I think last year we started off 2-0. Things got off to a pretty decent start, but this game here just a little bit too difficult. We went up against a very, very difficult team in a very, very tough situation here in a rainy day in Baltimore, and we played well. We actually outplayed the Ravens. Our defense did everything it needed to against the Ravens here, but our offense just could not figure it out, man. Just couldn't figure it out in the rain. Winfield really struggled out there. We really put his rookiness to the test here. We really kind of put him to it. And man, I guess down in Atlanta with Georgia Tech, they didn't have that type of conditions that Winfield had to play through, but I don't know. I've been there. Believe me, I lived in Atlanta for a decade. It definitely gets that crappy, but maybe Winfield's just not used to it. Who knows? Maybe it's a little bit colder in Baltimore, but we should still be in September by this time if my timeline tracks, so I don't know. I'm just trying to make excuses for a rookie here before we really start having the tough conversations, but we are far away from that. But in the next video here, I remember now, we have 2 division games. We have the Dolphins, I know for sure. I'm pretty sure we play the Patriots in the second part of that video, so hopefully we can take an early lead in our division here, grab a couple crucial wins, and give ourselves an early season boost here. So hope to see you guys back here in Miami when we take on the Dolphins here, who have always had our number.